Hi guys, welcome back. Episode number 9 on the Alpha Gaming server. We are nowhere that you guys would recognize. We're fairly close to spawn, about 100 blocks away, right down at Bedrock. Probably the best way to describe it is we're fairly close to where Gills has his place in the mesa. And you can see I've been busy. I dug out ourselves a room here, and I've been marking out a couple of outlines with a very good reason. I guess I could probably just say that I cheated a little bit. I used a program to find slime chunks, and I found that there's 4 right close to spawn. So I couldn't really resist on that, and I've been digging out an area here so we can put in a slime farm. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've never really been in a position where I've really kind of needed slimes so much before. And it's not that we really need an excessive amount or anything like that, but nobody on the server has them yet, and so yeah. I'm gonna put this in as a community build, and it's gonna be kind of an AFKable farm for everybody to use, and yeah. So I'm marking out the 4 slime chunks that we can use for our farm, and whoops, did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so I just screwed that up. I don't have shears on me. Yeah, so the idea is we're gonna put in a slime farm. It's not gonna be a super duper efficient one or anything like that. We're just gonna put some levels up there for the slimes to spawn on, and let them have a place they can fall down, and then just use a couple iron golems to kill them. Yeah, I'm not the best at talking and working at the same time. So yeah, the idea is I cut it down to 7. Any more than this, the bedrock fog gets a little ridiculous. But if we come up a bit, we can see a little bit better. So I'm gonna mark out our 4 slime chunks. Same as the tree farm, we're gonna run hopper minecarts all underneath here. It's roughly the same size, I think, as the tree farm is. Think about that, would be 8 by 3 is 24. Yeah, it is roughly the same size. So we need another 5 or 6 stacks of iron and 2 stacks of gold. And we'll run hopper minecarts underneath it. We'll put another. So if the hopper minecarts are running down here, we'll put in a pad here for the slimes to spawn on, and for iron golems to walk around and kill the slimes. I really don't know how many golems we need. Probably a bunch. And then the idea is above that, I'm going to carve out a bunch of paths in the roof again. I did some testing in creative, and I can't, it seems like the slimes are always wandering, always walking. So it seems like you should be able just to put a pad down, and the slime will walk off of it on its own. Anyways, that's what I'm going to hopefully do. And if we need to come back at a later day, I'm gonna make it so it wouldn't be too difficult to run water if we need to. But yeah, that's the plan. Why don't I get our chunks marked out here, guys? I'll probably lay our track and stuff like that, because that's all stuff you guys have. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, let me get our chunks marked out. I'm gonna do some more digging, and I'll come back to you guys when we're closer to getting some more interesting work done. I'll see you guys. Hi guys, welcome back. I just wanted to give you a really quick update here. There's not really too much for you guys to see. It's pretty dark down there. All our rails are in. I did it very similar to our tree farm, because that seemed like it worked out fairly well. So I have the rail, the train cart or the hopper minecarts leaving from the outsides rather than together this time. And then they do the left and the right half respectively, and they meet in the middle over top these hoppers, and I'll come and do an elevator. The elevators, I think, is pretty well going to go to the surface. for every 3 or 4 droppers you go up like this, you lose 1 or 2 items, but I don't think that's going to be too big a deal in the big scheme of things. Um, the slimes will spawn up to level 40. It's the same as any other mobs. They need a solid block underneath and two open blocks above it. For the smallest ones, and then they grow. They need up to 3 by 3 by 3 for the big slimes. Um, so I think we're going to at least have a couple of spawning pads above above here. So I don't know exactly how high we're going to go. But then you need to be outside of 25 blocks for the slimes to be spawning. So that pretty well means we're going to be right up at the surface, which is fine. The math still works out on that. And but yeah, that just means we need to item elevator everything up to the surface pretty well. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna put these pads down here, guys, and I'll come back with you when we're ready to start digging out a couple of the spawning pads there, and when we're ready to put in the mechanics. I'll see you guys then. Hi guys, welcome back. I meant to bring you back here sooner, but got a lot of work done, kind of without you, unfortunately. Hi guys, welcome back. Got a lot of work done. I kind of meant to bring you back here sooner, but oh, look at this. Awesome, this is exactly what we want. Perfect. Look at that. Didn't have to lift a finger. Yeah, I got a lot of work done. So we're currently standing 1 block above where our rails are, and our lava keeps lighting our wool on fire, which is not that big a deal. It's not lighting the stuff below on fire for some reason, and I'm really happy about that. I don't really mind if this outside rail or this outside wool goes away. I just kind of wanted to mark out the chunks. And yeah, so I got our chunks marked out. I got them all filled in above the rail so our hoppers can pick up the stuff below. And as you saw, I got a second layer of spawning pads down. And this pattern is now repeatable. It's 3 up, and so this next set of blocks would be the next layer where you put the pad down. And you saw like that, the slimes just walk right off. I was going to leave these walkways between. It's pretty rare that the slimes walk in a straight line, so they'll always kind of walk off. Even if they walk like this, should still fall off. And we got 3 relief from the wall. There's 4 in the middle just because it's an even number, and our height is 3 here, so it's a pretty easy pattern to keep going up in. And then yeah, coming down here, didn't really have too much trouble with the redstone. I had to move our rails around a bit, but yeah, our hopper unloader here in the T shape feeds into this bottom dropper again. The automatic unloader, so as the minecarts come on top here, turns on the comparator, turns off the torch, which turns off this rail like that. And then once the hopper is empty, it sends our minecart hopper back out again. And I got this same on the other side here. So all we have to do is start our hopper minecart again. Okay, and it's gold right here, like that, against a block. I just haven't used the labor right now. What I want is to be able to control that from above. The idea is, or actually the whole thing about the spawning is that it needs to be, you need to be 24 blocks away from the point where it's going to spawn to allow the slime to spawn in. And so the slimes spawn up to level 40. and our surface is at about 65, so I'm just going to put a red on the surface, a little shack for you to hang out in. And then I'm going to run this redstone for controlling the carts up there, and I'm going to run an elevator all the way up to the surface. And it's not that difficult to do. Same with our elevator. So when you get an item, break this for a second. When you get an item in the dropper here, it turns on this comparator which powers this block. I'm pulling that out with a repeater, coming around and turning the comparator on again into a loop like that, and then running it into this block here. And this block, then we can torch tower off of this block like this, and that allows us to run a straight line of droppers straight up like that. And this pattern is completely repeatable all the way up to the surface, and it works quite well. About every three or four droppers, one item will get stuck. So they're all these, we're going to run about maybe a stack of these droppers all the way up to the surface. You put 64. We'll probably lose about 10 or 15 items in it all the way along, which is, not 13 slime balls. Oh, we must have had a slime spawn in here. Yeah, it's very, very possible. Slime balls are real. There was something else in there, I think. Anyways, that's the next thing to do is to run these droppers up to the surface. So over the course of it, over 60, we might have 15 or 20 items that are just stuck in the hopper, and there's nothing we can really do about that. But the point is, after those items are stuck in there, every one that comes into the farm here will get processed by the hoppers. We won't, after the 15 or 20 initial loss, there's no more. So yeah, let's continue to run our tower up here. Of course, I don't have any torches on me. Darn it. Yeah, this is actually kind of the last thing before the farm is really AFKable, I guess. If you're digging straight up, just do it over top of a torch. That way gravel will fall down and break on your torch. Oops. Ignoring my own advice. So we have to go We're only at 24. We have a long ways to go. Well, you know what, guys? We can probably leave you here. Um, this is going to take me another 5 or 10 minutes to get this done. But yeah, that's really going to be the last thing in our stuff to do, I guess. To-do list. I don't know how to describe that really, but to make our farm working, because this is the last thing. So yeah, let me get this in, and I'll see you guys up at the top in a bit. Hi guys, welcome back. It's the next day from where I left you off. We're standing underneath our beacon hole. That's why we're able to see our whole farm. If you come out to the fringes here, you get into the bedrock fog, but at least here it gives you a nice view of everything. Yeah, I'm quite glad that I let this run for a night, because it kind of gave us a really good indication of how things work, and some of the assumptions that we had made about it aren't necessarily true. So I'm quite glad that we left it out. I cut another 4 layers out of this, 3 layers I guess out of this. So we're up to about 25. So you can go a fair amount higher if we ever feel like it, but for the time being, that's going to be enough for me. I've collected enough for me for sure. And yeah, I put. Okay, let's start talking about the assumptions we made. So the slimes are supposed to spawn on these chunks here, or sorry, these spawning pads, and just walk off. They still do in creative, and I just really want to make sure that it's happening in our survival server as well. So I put in a couple of tripwire hooks. Just in random places, and they're hooked up to a latch here. And the point of the latch is when the tripwire hooks go, they're going to flip our redstone, and the redstone is going to hold itself that way. So no matter how many times we trip our redstone here, the redstone, once it's tripped, is going to stay like this, and only putting a redstone signal on this side is going to reset it. So when the torch here is on this side, the system is armed, and if a slime comes and falls through this through our tripwire hooks, then it's going to tell us that the system is, that the assumption we made about them walking off the spawning pads is true. And it probably is going to take a week or something like that, unless we get really lucky for a slime to fall exactly through these tripwire hooks. But hopefully enough people come AFK it to prove us wrong there. Okay, coming down. I don't, because when I AFK'd this for a little while, or sorry, when I left this overnight, we only got ourselves about a half stack of slime balls, which means this isn't in loaded chunks very often. So I'm fairly confident just leaving our minecarts running the whole time, so I'm not going to change them just yet. But what I did do is install a detector rail and some redstone, and that's running up to the surface to tell us that our minecarts are working, because it would be a real bummer to be sitting there up AFKing at the top and having one of our minecarts stuck. And if it ever does get stuck in a chunk layer or something like that, we can just come and run another minecart along here to just kind of give it a little kick in the pants to get it going. And yeah, that's the only change I made down here. The unloader and the elevator stayed the same. And yeah, this redstone comes over to another torch elevator, which I made out of a different design, and there's really no difference at all between these two torch elevators, except that this one uses more torches, and I'm kicking myself for that, because I usually like to do things the most efficient way. I cut this on the way down. I was cutting the ladders here, and I just cut myself on the way down, and yeah, kind of screwed it up, I guess. You can see the redstone signal running up to the surface here. And then up at the surface, I've just put in a little kind of shack for us to hang out in AFK in. You can see the redstone signal running up there. And up at the surface here, yeah, I put in a little shack just so that we're safe to AFK. And oh, there we go. And all I've done for the redstone signal that comes up is put a piston here. So the piston's going to extend and retract randomly. And yeah, just put a couple signs, piston pulses randomly to let you know the system works. That's when our minecarts are running. Slimeball Factory, you just AFK here. And yeah, I'm asking, from our community members just for some donations of both slime. If you sit here and AFK for a little bit, chucking a couple forwards so that, if somebody needs from some pistons, they can come and get some. And it kind of devastated my iron supply. So if anyone feels like giving me iron to help out, that would be much appreciated. So you can see the pistons just pulsing there just every once in a while as the minecarts are running back and forth. And then on this side, I just put in a little decorative conveyor belt with some slime. I kind of think that looks kind of neat. So, and at the top here, we have a chest that gets full of slime balls. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the episode, guys. I think we did some really good work. These are the type of projects that I really enjoy working on. And yeah, it's gonna be fun playing around with the slime blocks to go play with the trampoline. And yeah, I hope I've said this before, but I hope this gives you some inspiration for how you guys want to automate some of your stuff. That's kind of what I really enjoy is making things do the work for me. So we just get to sit here in AFK and collect slime out of it. So that's a bonus. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you do, leave a like, a subscription, and I'd really appreciate those. And have yourselves a good day.